So as soon as we open Dremweaver, that's nice, I'm not getting what I'm trying to do. Okay. We want to go ahead and create a new HTML document. We know that what we want to do is also make sure that we're in the right site before we start saving it, right? So we want to manage the sites and make sure we're working in the site we expect and hit done, and that'll populate any files that happen to be over there at the moment. When we're looking at Dremweaver, a couple different things. First off, let me put some, all new files will have this information in it for us. Yay, so we don't have to type that. It's already typed for us. Where it has the title tag, we can come right up here and just go ahead and we'll call this is a trashy fail file. Major fail because I can't type file. You see that it updated the title tag there. And let's put some information within the body tag. I'm going to do H1. Did you see as soon as I typed the caret, it said, here's what's available to you. I could even go in and do the different attributes that are available at this point. I'm not going to. This is a demo. Start to close my tag as soon as I hit my slash. It reads back and closes the last open tag for us. So there are three modes which we can view what's going on by. We can look in the design view. It lies. Hit the live view from design, and it should give you an indication of what most browsers will show. I still like to go ahead and preview it in different browsers just to be safe, but the live view does a pretty good job of showing what's going to be available from the design mode. We have the split view, so as we make changes here and click to the design window, it changes, or as we click here,
it'll do it for you.
It updates over there. So I'm going to copy that and just add a little bit of it so we can play with it. Let's break that and that up just a little bit. Okay, and you can see when I'm using inner signs, what it's doing, it's typing a opening and closing paragraph sign.
That's so much easier.
By the way, if I hit Command Enter along the way, or Shift Return, excuse me, on Mac, Command Enter. Nice, Greg, what are you doing? La 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 la. Oh, I did it up here, okay. Command Enter. There it goes. That's a hard break. See the BR slash. It didn't start a new paragraph, but it started a forced new line. Okay, so that would be Shift Enter that does that for us. I don't really want to do that right now, but I'll show it. Okay, now we also have this text as we highlight it. One of the things that I will always have open is the properties bar down here at the bottom. Pull it up so we can kind of see it a little better. As I click on something, I'll be in the HTML first, it shows that this is a heading 1. Okay. It also shows that this tag is first affected by the H1 tag, then by the body tag. So if you're trying to figure out what all's affecting that tag, we can very quickly see what all happens to be affecting that particular tag. We go down here, here's this yada yada yada. Well, I actually want that to be not a paragraph, I just want it to be an H2. I may have more than one H2 before this is done, so let's make that also an H2 there. That's a paragraph, which is fine. That's a paragraph, which is fine, right? Or they could all be, for that matter, unordered list, right? I don't want an ordered list. And we'll notice that as I make those changes, it updates here. Again, I can look at it in just the design view. I can look at it just in the code view. Everybody I know works in some semblance of split window. We can also, while I'm here, just in case your screen looks different, see if I can find it. The split vertically button is right here under view, so we could actually view the code on top or on bottom, depending on how we split that code. Or we can go in and split vertically. So now I have two copies of the code. Oops. View, design, thank you. View, design, and code, thank you. Okay. But you can do all sorts of things as to how you want to see it. I work most comfortably with my HTML on the left and my display on the right. Okay? But that doesn't mean that's the only way you can do it. You can have it top, bottom, or you can flip which side you're working on or whatever. So that starts to get us looking good. Now, as I'm looking at what we're doing, there's my H1. I also have a little button here called CSS. I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now I want to create a new CSS rule for the H1s. And I'm going to hit Edit Rule. And I want it to apply to a tag, which is my H1 tag. And I want it to create a new CSS sheet that I'm going to use throughout this demo. So we'll just call it 5.css. One of the most common mistakes is on that last dialog box. People will forget to create a new CSS or attach it to an existing CSS, and it'll end up putting the CSS in the header part of your document, which you just have to copy and paste later. It's easy to fix, but it's just not. If you think about making sure you know where you're putting it, it becomes a whole lot easier. So my H1, I really want to be do this in Verdana at 24-point style, red with a black background. I want the letter spacing to be exaggerated just a touch, so I'm going to put 0.01 M's. I'm going to exaggerate it a little more. I'm going to 0.1 M. Apply just so I can kind of see, and it's because it's highlighted, it's showing me the exact opposite of what I have. But okay, let's actually take that up a little bit more. Okay, so we're spreading out. Do I want it indented? Sure, let's do a text indent on that of 1.5 M's. Do I want padding or margins on it? I want to put a border just on the bottom. And so we can make that style, sorry, let's make it a double line that happens to be medium in thickness, or we could type a specific number, and red, and okay. Now you'll notice up here, because I created a CSS file, we also have that CSS file locked onto that document. Any additional documents that are linked via the link href that we typed will show up right up here. So there's my H1. Gee, while I'm at that, I know I want to create a class that's called .blue, at which point it's going to turn things blue, color, pound, LFO, semicolon. Anything else we want to do with that one while it's turning blue? Text. That's font weight, isn't it? Yeah, font weight, sorry. Font weight, so when I come and look at this one, I want that one to be a different color. Well, there's my HTML. As it's a heading 2, it says class. There's the class that's attached to my style sheet, blue. I just highlight that. Oh, I made it green instead of. Nice job, Greg. Talk instead of think. And actually we want, I don't know, we'll just do those 3 right there. And when we look at what it did, span class equals close span, so we just highlighted and applied that span tag we talked about earlier tonight. Okay? Seem a little easier?
Much.
Okay. Now one of the things in setting up my workflow as I'm working, by the way, once you've done this, don't move these files any other way. If I go in here and rename this, oops, I don't need that open, thank you. Edit, rename to 379. Oh, because that's open. I would expect it to ask if I want to update everything else that it's attached to. But it has this open still. That's why it is not on the local disk anymore. Get that file. Okay, because it was open. I know. Go away, thing. File save as 379. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, no, 5's not on the local disk anymore because I didn't update it because I was being silly. Haha. Okay. I've got the whole thing just screwed up as hell. Save. Okay. File new. Sorry, I got clicking things I shouldn't have named it. What I was trying to show you is if we were to come in here and we go to something that's linked, I don't want that named 1 anymore. I need it P-L-A-Y, play for some reason. It should be asking me if it is linked to anything. Do I want to update the links? But it's not asking me. Interesting. I have to check my settings. It updated it. I guess I maybe didn't have things linked to it. I don't know. Anyway, it should, once you get things in there, don't rename them outside of Dremweaver. Dremweaver will normally, and again, I didn't set this demo up very well, say, do you want to rename that file? Or do you want to update all the links to that file? And those kind of things. So always use the Files menu for renaming or moving files once you've set it up. Okay. All right, other things. One of the things that I like to have open is my Insert tab. Window Insert. And I usually come and drop it right up here because I like the icons and I like it being available to me. So as I'm working, if I highlight something and I want to make it a link, I can just click there. The highlighted text is yada, and I'm going to link to, if it's a file on my machine, I can just click that and link to, I don't know, about them. And a title tag right there. Yada. Oops. It immediately creates my ahref, my anchor tag, and my closing anchor tag.
What is it called again? The
Up there?
yeah.
This very first one is a
No,
hyphen.
the whole thing.
Oh, the insert menu?
Insert.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've added the insert. Other things we can do up here, we could actually use named anchors to move up and down the page. insert a horizontal rule, which I think I did on yours, and you were like, I don't know what that is. That's just a rule, is just a fancy name for a line in graphic design. Over here, we really are not touching tables at this point, simply so I don't teach you some bad habits. If I insert the div tags, I want to insert an image. Alt text. Say what that's all about, but there it goes. It inserted that. So when I want to go to design at 5, it's that ugly fish graphic. Did I do that with you guys? Or did I do that in day class when I made that ugly animated GIF? Yeah. Terrible, terrible thing. Okay, let's turn off that live view because that will absolutely drive me nuts. Okay, so that's how easy it is to insert a image. And you'll see some other things across here actually, when we get into forms and data and different text things, we'll see that up there as well. Okay? But for where we are right now, this is common is where you can find most of what you need. What else can I show you real quickly? I don't need to show that just to get you started. Other things to get you started with. Now once you get like really good at this stuff, you can just see this right here, this little funny arrow. I want that to link actually to that. So I can just drag this straight over to my files manager to link something. Now the problem with doing that, it does not give you the, you have to go back in and add your title tag because it doesn't do that when you do it from that. Well, yeah, you could have done it from right there. You just have to remember to do it. It's right there, the title tag. So make sure you fill in the blanks. Okay. So that makes life a little easier, and the CSS again works similar to the HTML. I know we don't have a 5 CSS right now because I wasn't paying attention when I changed it, and now you can't find it either. 1 CSS is really, is that renamed 1 CSS? Thank you. Okay. Strange. The CSS works just the same. So if I'm starting to, let's go to the beginning, and I want to zero some stuff out, I'm going to work on the HTML tag and the body tag and the paragraph tag and the H1, H2, and H3.
There's a period between H1 and 2.
Thank you. Tag. So I want to zero all those tags out. So as soon as I hit that bracket, so what do I want to do? I want to go to margin, set it to 0, semicolon, space. I want to go to padding. See how it's just jumping for me? I don't have to sit there and type it all day. So much easier. Okay.
Couldn't you have just went into that menu thing down there and done all that?
I could have, but I knew what I was doing. It would be quicker for me to do this since I'm trying to create multiples.
Okay.
That's fine, figuring out what you do. My workflow is such that I will do it to set up the first link, and I will probably go in and do it all in here. It's quicker for me instead of trying to find it in the text box at this point. I know I'm doing a font weight, so as soon as I do a FO, it pops up, so I don't have to. Now, which tab is that?
Yeah.
And so, if you know what you're typing, it becomes easier just to type directly. Okay? Does that give you enough to be dangerous? Yeah? Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can control end this. And end.